Welcome, Lucy and Nery, to Dumb Bitch HQ.
Hey guys, look what I can do.
You dumb bitch.
Call an ambulance.
It's me, Lucy-Furr. Back times 55. Again, it's me, Lucy-Furr. And with me is, speaking of backs and old things, Nery.
Hola.
Hola. And with us is our producer.
Hi.
Hi. No, but one day. How are we?
Good.
Breathing.
Breathing. Good. That's fun. I love it. That's
Step 1, breathe.
Step 1, remember to breathe. Step 2, it'll pass. Step 3, you won't be under the influence forever.
That's a show.
What's new? What's the shahabs? What's the crack-a-lackin'?
Not much.
No?
No. My back's crack-a-lackin', but
Back's
that's
crack-a-lackin'?
because I'm old.
Bunnies.
Fair.
We were, last episode we were talking about music and stuff, and Ali was saying Offspring
Yeah.
and the producer was saying My Chemical Romance and stuff. I had a moment this week where, so I don't know if you're a Limp Bizkit fan or you're ever a Limp Bizkit fan.
Yeah.
I think my whole life I thought Fred Durst is the biggest pile of nonsense of all time. And if you've ever seen the Woodstock 99 documentary.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's all I was thinking of when you said them. I'm like, oh, God, break stuff.
But we were watching a movie not too long ago at Y2K. It's about Y2K, but if it actually happened, you remember how
Imagine if it was called Y2K and it had nothing to do with Y2K. That's very Y2K.
That is very Y2K. But everything shuts down, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And Fred Durst is in it.
Oh.
De-aged, so he looks
okay.
like Fred Durst of the 90s. Although he looks like Fred Durst of now, cosplaying Fred Durst of the 90s.
Okay.
But they played some Limp Bizkit music. And I have this thing, and I don't know if it's whatever, but I have this thing. If I hear music in a movie and I really like it, I'll play the shit out of it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I've been listening to a lot of Limp Bizkit.
I do that a lot.
And
a lot.
I thought to myself, break stuff would have been... I mean, I know I watched this movie called Y2K, but I thought break stuff was 10, 15 years ago? Nah, came out 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that sucks.
It's crazy. Just to the Woodstock documentary for a second. That was wild to watch, and I can't believe that actually happened.
It's nuts.
But it's nuts that they were there for X amount of days. They were over it. They had already started rioting, etc., etc. And then they're like, and here's Limp Bizkit to do damage control. And they come out and they're like, you know what? Let's break stuff. And I'm like,
and he's
this
telling the crowd,
yeah,
tear shit up, break it down.
Yeah. And they did. That's very punk rock, but that was chaotic and dangerous.
He rides a board, a
if you
wooden
haven't
board.
watched the documentary, I would recommend because that's crazy history for people.
It's nuts. The fact it was in an airfield and
wild.
they had run out of everything. Fuck. Someone drove an ambulance. Spoilers. For 99 Woodstock, someone drove an ambulance through the crowd.
Warning, heavy topic, but there was less than a handful of people who came forward with SA charges and stuff. I'm like, that's baloney.
Yeah.
These numbers are lies. But yes.
But the amount of people in that documentary are like, yeah, do it again.
That's the craziest part is that it was horrific. It was World War V. But I'd go back.
Yeah. No thanks.
I'm like, you people, what? That's Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah. No, it's Woodstock Syndrome.
It's Woodstock Syndrome.
I'm a fan of I think it was 68 Woodstock.
Yeah. The OG?
Or 70.
What was the first one?
What year was it? Yeah, it was the first one.
Because could you imagine the originals looking at what happened and was like, oh... that's not what we mean.
Yeah. So it was 69 Woodstock.
Yeah.
And that one was, mired in different things. It was rained out. Jimi Hendrix played Monday morning and most of the people had left.
Yeah.
But it was a festival of music and love and culture and coming together. And then 99, it's like, we're just going to burn it down.
Let's just burn everything.
But that's a massive difference between, I guess, generations.
Yeah.
Like 99, what is Gen X?
Yeah.
And obviously 69 would be boomers.
Yeah.
But even just those two different generations.
It was definitely a cultural moment, that's for sure. Like, oh my.
And they, apparently, remind me if I'm wrong.
But it was poorly run by
it was
big money who wanted more money for nothing.
Yeah. The 99 one was more done because they just wanted to throw money at a festival. Where 69 was planned to be. Oh, I think it was because of the Vietnam War.
It was for
and stuff.
peace. Yes.
Yeah.
It was like not. Was it a reconciliation thing? It was like a let's leave the negativity at the door.
Yeah.
And let's do a bunch of shrooms and sit in a field and calm and relax and vibe.
Everyone's going to sit in the mud naked and we're all going to have a great time.
Yes.
And someone was like, let's torch shit. Let's drive an ambulance through Fatboy Slim's concert. Why not?
There's a difference between boomers and the people raised by them.
Yeah, that's definitely
Burn
true.
it down.
Yeah, fair. Wow, that's wild.
That's a hell of a turn to take straight away.
I
It's just because last week's episode just made me think of it and I didn't
the
mention
music
it.
and stuff. Yeah. Wow, there you go.
I mean, I've never gone to a festival myself. I don't think I could. It's a lot. 3
It's a
days
lot.
of standing around
See,
with
I
people.
think back to
Sunday.
teenage me, and I used to go concerts all the time, and how much standing and all of the above. And I'm like, I could just wait a month and watch it on YouTube on my lounge. It might not be the best quality, but I could just do that.
Like I've gone to a few concerts as well, but I mainly go for the atmosphere. Like I've never been in the pit.
No.
Oh, there was one time I was in the pit, but that was a million years ago.
Things freak me out. They're just jumping and running and charging and swinging their arms. I'm like, and the point is to get hit?
Oh yeah.
Why?
I went to I got a couple of mosh pit stories.
Why?
My sister went to a mosh pit with her friend years ago, and they were like jumping around, and this guy was in a singlet or he didn't have a shirt on or something.
Yeah.
And he had his arms up. My sister's friend turned her head, mouth full of armpit hair.
Oh.
No, thank you.
Put it in the bin.
But my story, I wasn't even a big fan, but I had a friend who was. And we went to a Lamb of God concert. I don't know if you've ever listened to them.
Yeah.
And they have a thing in their mosh pit. It's called the Death Wall.
Oh no!
And the crowd splits in half, and then they fucking just charge at each other.
Yeah, you did that.
It was a lot of fun.
purpose
I would
for
never
fun?
do it again.
You'd break in half.
Yeah.
Your wooden legs would splinter to death.
Exactly. That's why I'm wooden now, because half of me went fine.
I believe it.
That's how
Now
they
I know
repaired
the
me.
truth. I couldn't think of anything worse than having everyone around and touching and swinging.
I'm happy. I'll sit, I'll headbang, I'll dance in my chair, I'll sing in my chair.
Yeah.
Don't
I'll do the
expect me
hokey
to
pokey and turn around.
go in my chair.
Yeah. That's wild. See, I'd go to a Wiggles concert if they ever did a reunion.
I don't think they did a couple of years ago. They did like an adult only Wiggles concert.
And
I
then
wish I
fucking
went to that.
off. Could you
Oh, did you go?
imagine?
I really wish I had
no,
Oh,
but could you
that would've went
imagine
off.
just having some wine and go out and watch the Wiggles and just fucking
That would've been sick.
sit in your nappy and cry about it?
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think you could go to a Wiggles concert as an adult. Like an actual Wiggles concert. But the adults only one would be fun. But it was the OG Wiggles. It wasn't
Well,
like
with
the new
these
ones.
day Wiggles, the fucking live concert would be the purple Wiggle taking his shirt off, and it'd be like Magic Mike. That'd be a live. That'd be a live Wiggles show.
I mean,
You don't know?
No.
Oh, so these days,
hot.
the new purple Wiggle
not Jeff
has
anymore.
a whole TikTok aimed for mothers.
Thirsty mums.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh,
Wasn't he
I'm
in the
a
Justice
Wiggle.
Crew?
Yeah, he was a Justice Crew
What
guy.
the fuck? Really?
Yeah. We've been
Remember when
alive
they-
for too
remember when
long.
they tried to make the Justice Crew a thing? They were like on everything on TV.
We've been alive for
It's
too
like,
long,
oh,
Nery.
He's a Justice League guy.
He's
and he's the
Justice
purple
Crew.
Wiggle.
He's
Whatever.
the purple
oh,
Wiggle.
Yeah, Justice Crew.
So
not
he'll
Justice
do-
League. He's Superman.
he'll do TikToks where he gets out of the shower and brushes his teeth in a towel, and then he'll walk and get his Wiggle clothes out of the cupboard and be like hot hot and do that TikTok boom thing
Sure.
and put his clothes on, or he'll just do push-ups and
That's gross.
it's for mothers. I'm like, you're a child entertainer? Why are drag queens being crucified and attacked and you're
allowed to roam free?
fucking humping the ground in front of a mother at a Wiggles concert?
That's fucked.
Sir, sit down.
Back
Sit
in my day,
down.
Jeff used to fall asleep and we used to have to wake him up.
Right? Give us the narcoleptic back. Fuck's sake.
I don't... What?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, for science reasons for you.
Yeah, here we go.
That's
I mean,
fucking
not a
crazy.
shirtless one, but
Smash.
same man.
He looks like such a dork in that skivvy though, doesn't he?
He does. He does. I think they just need to fucking stop.
Wow.
The
Like-
Wiggles.
What? Like, why get the Wiggles stuff? Like, now all the mothers are going to be there and fucking
Yes.
be like, push the kid away. And
Yeah,
just
be
sit
like,
there and
fucking
they
move,
own
Timmy.
juices.
I want to see, what's his name?
John
John.
Pierce.
Long John.
There you go,
Long
babe.
John.
Yeah, see?
Ugh.
Tats,
Back in my-
dabs.
Back in my day, the Wiggles used
Tabs.
to have dad bods.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, they did.
Is Anthony still the only OG left, or are there none left?
I'm pretty sure Anthony, but he's like,
He's
I think
the-
he's like the producer or the owner or
Yeah,
something.
I think he's the CEO of the Wiggles.
Yeah.
He owns them. You know what? They're Australian. We should get them on You Dumb Bitch.
If you can pull that off, I mean, I got no money to
Anthony
give
Wiggle, hit a sister up. We want to talk to the OGs.
you. Yeah.
Well, we've just roasted one of the Wiggles now.
No, one of the
we,
new
we
ones.
want the OGs.
Oh,
we want the cockroaches.
Well, you're asking for Anthony. He's
an
runs
OG.
the new ones.
but
Well,
he's
he
an
runs-
OG.
he's
He's going to be like, you're fucking my franchise,
Yeah, pretty
bitches.
We're not.
I am.
We're having opinions.
I want
In my
Jeff.
opinion, is yeah. Or who's the original Red Wiggle that left?
Murray.
No, Murray's the
You're thinking of
Blue
the
one.
original yellow Wiggle, Greg.
Greg yellow. That's
Greg's
right. Wait, did
yellow.
I say red? Because I think of the Power Rangers. Red's the leader.
No, Greg was the leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Murray was like the sensitive
He's a guitar
musician.
one. Yeah.
And then Jeff
Well, the
had
car was red.
narcolepsy.
Well, the dinosaur's blue. Oh, green.
The dinosaur's
Chug,
green.
chug, chug.
Dorothy. Oh my god. On the topic of Wiggles.
Friend of Dorothy.
They literally did a song the other week called Friends of Dorothy. And it's like, we're all friends of Dorothy. I'm like, do you know what that means? Do you know what that means?
I'm sure they do.
What does it mean?
Do you know what that means?
It means
So, back in the day, because it was a dangerous life for gay men back in the day, or gay people back in the day. So, instead of asking, there were things such as the hanky code, which you would have a colored hanky in the back of your thing to be like, I'm gay, or I'm bisexual, or et cetera, et cetera. But if I was like, hi, and then later in a conversation, I'd be like, are you a friend of Dorothy? That was just a way of saying, are you gay?
Oh, okay.
In a safe way.
Yep.
So it was like a code word.
Yeah.
But they've done a whole song being like, we're all friends. I'm like, you all gay? Y'all gay?
Y'all gay.
I love it. So
So,
y'all gay?
I have a story.
Now all the
about
kids are gay.
Now
That's the gay agenda, the Wiggles.
could you imagine?
Could you imagine?
They've been slowly pumping it through the.
Yeah. As a gay man, that's what was written in my contract at birth. I read it. I read the contract, signed it. I was like, yeah, Wiggles.
Yeah. See, I the Wiggles happened just. I was like a year or two too old for the Wiggles.
Yeah.
I saw them live in concert when I was 3. 4. 3.
43? 43?
43. You old
So
motherfucker.
5 years ago.
My cousin was 2 and I was 3.
Fair. But yeah, so as you went to a Wiggles concert at 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Love that. I saw, so kind of similar, but kind of different. Well, it's exactly the same because the Wiggles were there, but they opened for a live show of Johnson and Friends.
Oh,
It was so
Magical.
wild as a child to be like, holy fucking shit. These toys are fucking huge.
Oh, yeah, they would be.
Because they're people in big suits. But I'm
but
like,
that show was British, wasn't it? Johnson.
No, it's
was it Australian? I
ABC.
always thought it was British.
no, that's how I learned to count. One. Johnson taught me.
Johnson Friends, the ones with the pink elephant, the
Yeah.
accordion thing.
And the hot water bottle.
Yeah.
And the truck who's, I'm going to run all over you and squash you flat. I fucking love it.
I always thought it was British.
Insert the little tune here. Boop, boop, boop. I fucking love it. I mean, it sparks joy so much. And I watched a few episodes the other day just for that nostalgia kick. I'm like, fuck, this show is great. And now I can look at it and watch it and appreciate it from a grown-up perspective of the creativeness of it.
Okay.
So, like, you see bits where Johnson's walking and talking, and then he'll be like, oh, and he'll use his trunk and point over there. But you see the suit, one arm is just flopping because they've taken their arm out and put it in to use the trunk.
Yeah, of course.
I think that's so fun. And every time I'm like, I see it. And because I am a big fan of Johnson and Friends, I know the timeline of it all. Like, the plot doesn't matter.
I mean,
there's no plot to it. It's a kid's show. But the eras of it, there's like the first season, and then there's the second season where they had damaged the Johnson head so much that they had to make a replacement, and it looks dodgy as fuck.
Really?
So there's a big chunk of like 30 episodes where there's this fucking ugly Johnson.
Johnson's the elephant, right?
Yeah. And then they fixed it and got something similar to the first one. It was still quite off.
So do you see it in the first season like get shittier and shittier? Or
No, because it got damaged in like a warehouse or a move or something.
Oh, okay.
So they're like, oh no. They rush job made a different one.
Yeah.
And then they kind of fixed it by the end.
Fair.
But it was great. But yeah, so the Wiggles opened for that.
That's great. Oh, they opened for that.
They opened for that.
So it wasn't the other way around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Johnson and Friends slice.
But you like you said before, yeah, it's Australian because it's ABC. But ABC had a shit ton of like Nobby was British.
It
Postman
could
Pat.
be.
Noddy, not Nobby.
Noddy.
And then Postman Pat, Brum, all those.
I mean,
were,
it could be.
I don't. Well, I mean, you watch it now, so
Yeah.
what's their
They're
accent?
Very Australian
Okay, well, there you go.
accent to you.
Yeah.
But even you just said it. So Brum's another one that I never could comprehend as a child. I'm like, why is he so small? And why does no one question the fact that he's doing stuff?
Nobody questions.
But he's just a car, isn't he?
It's just a little tiny
he's a
car.
Yeah, it's a model car, I imagine.
Yeah, but like, he just drives around and solves crime and stuff. And then people are like, hey, Brum. I'm like, I would be like, what is that? Where are you from? And what?
What hellscape do you come from?
Yeah, I don't know. TV shows back in the day were weird.
Wild.
Brum was the original Cars.
It's true.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
Yeah, fair.
So.
But I prefer shit like that than. I mean, not that Big Mouth is obviously a children's show, but children do watch it because it's animated, and parents are like, "Yeah, it's an animated show." At least back in the day, I wasn't fucking anyway.
So, funnily enough, I'm going to deviate just a little bit more just to get to the point of my story today.
Oh, yeah, whoops.
So, on the topic of fucked up kids shows, when I say to you, have you ever
Ever felt like this?
have strange things happen? Right? Right. Round the twist. What the fuck was that?
I'm having
An
major like
absolute
deja vu.
fever.
Did we not talk about this like a few weeks ago?
We did, and that's why I'm bringing it up again now. So,
People are going to be like, I've heard this episode
every
before.
time someone brings up or sings a song or brings up around the twist, my initial reaction is always, fuck yeah, that was such a show.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Upon reflection, it was not.
It's the weirdest
so
thing.
fucking twisted.
Well, yeah.
So there's an episode where he pees on a tree and gets pregnant and gives birth to a green baby through his mouth.
What the fuck?
Now that episode specifically
I missed that one.
led to my story today.
Okay.
So
You pee on a tree.
Did you get pregnant?
I was in kindergarten or year one. I was very, very young. I went to school and I really needed to pee. Now, I'd seen this episode probably a few weeks before this. So I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I'll get pregnant. Obviously I was going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. So the thought hadn't entered my little tiny skull yet. the junior toilets at my primary school were locked and shut up for cleaning, or they were just closed. I don't know. But then I had to go to the big kids' toilets where the year sixes would hang out around the toilet. And I'm like, I'm not going in there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do I do? I went to the back of the school that backed onto the bush.
Okay.
The bush.
The bush.
I walked slowly across the oval to get to it because I was crying.
Oh.
Because I had to pee outside. And I'm like, I'm only 6. I can't feed a baby. I don't know what to do. I don't like vomiting. What am I going to do with the baby? What are my parents gonna say?
Oh, darling.
So I finally get across the oval, and with tiny little 5-year-old legs, it was the walk of my life. And I get there, and I pee my little pee on the tree, and I'm like, now I'm pregnant, I guess. And I turn around and I walk defeatedly and sadly and very pregnant back to the school area. And as I get to the other side of the oval, the drama started. The principal grabs me by the back of the shirt.
Oh my God.
And drags me through the school, screaming nonsense at me, to his office, and is like, you're filthy, you're disgusting, how dare you pee on school property. I'm like,
it's a tree, my guy.
Bruh, I got bigger problems than this. I'm pregnant.
Now.
But I was so scared because he was standing over me and screaming. Long story short, apparently you're not allowed to pee on trees or in the bush or anything. It's not like I peed on a tree like in a playground.
Yeah, you didn't.
I went as far away as I could because I was so emotional. And then he's like, nah, I got suspended for a week.
Because you peed on a tree.
I got suspended for a week.
But
Jesus.
While pregnant.
But you were little, so you probably didn't think to be like, the bathroom was locked, sir.
Yeah, so
What do you
didn't
expect
even matter
my
what I
little
tried
penis
to
to do?
say.
Yeah, a lot of I remember when you're like, a lot of principals don't give a fuck what you have to say.
No. So, yeah. And he even, I remember distinctly, he threatened the cane at me.
Oh.
Because he was an old school teacher in a small country town school, and he threatened the cane at me.
If you reported him, he'd be
I
fucked.
was horrified.
You knew.
A note got sent home, and
Did it say your son is now pregnant?
my grandmother got it, and she read it, and she goes, hey, what is this about? And then I just broke down and started crying. And I'm like, I don't know how to tell you. I just peed on a tree and now I'm pregnant. And she goes, oh, okay. So then she put the piece of paper in the bin and she goes,
She's
listen,
like, this is deeper
we won't
than
talk
this."
about this and you'll have a sleepover here for the week.
Oh, nice.
So we won't tell mum and dad that you got in trouble at school. Here's the situation. Boys can't get pregnant. And I'm like, wait, I'm a boy? And then that kind of led into the whole conversation about, no, that's just a pretend show.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, okay, thank goodness. So I was no longer pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I served my week of suspension. I went back to school. I signed back in, and the principal standing there with his arms crossed, and he goes, now, you little bastard, you ever piss on this premises again, I'll cut it off.
What the fuck? How did the guy not get fired?
And ever since then, I never peed at that school. I held it until I went home, or I peed right before I walked out the door. I never peed in the toilets. I never peed at that school.
Well, you know what we're going to do this week?
I'm going to go back to that school. I'm going to piss down the slide. I'm going to earn that 1 week suspension and pregnancy scare. the worst part about the around the twist scare, just to pull us back, is the week after that, it popped back on TV, and the episode starts with a boy swimming in the water and a fish swimming up his penis.
Which happens. There's a real fish that does that.
It's a real fucking fish. So with real world adult knowledge, it's even more terrifying that it could be real. But it made him pee really high on a wall pissing contest, and he won.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Episode.
And he used it as a propeller to swim real fast.
The episode I think starts with like all the boys are having like a pissing contest,
and he
can't go it. But then the little thing just yeah.
So I'm like, the episode started and I turned it off. I'm like, it's all make believe.
Fuck TV. I'm never going back.
But yes, so that's my dumb bitch story for today.
That was a good one.
Yeah. So that out of the way, Nery, shoot us some fun facts, but don't get me pregnant.
No promises. In today's facts, May 28th, in 1937, on May 28th, the German automaker Volkswagen was founded. They were created to produce low-priced people cars, in their words.
The fuck is a people car?
Low-priced people car, as opposed to like a dog car?
Yeah, low-priced, I don't know, like maybe the little,
like
little,
low-priced people? Like,
I think they mean poor people.
Poor people.
So the Volkswagen company was originally operated by a Nazi organization.
I'm not surprised.
Who did not see that coming?
Wow.
Sorry.
Get out of here.
In the corner with you, Nery, number 2. Number 2.
Okay. May 28th, 1830. The Indian Removal Act was passed allowing U.S. President Andrew Jackson to grant Native American tribes unsettled Western lands in exchange for their own settlements that they probably lived in for generations upon generations, so they could clear the way for more white settlements.
Oh. Wow.
Gross.
Humanity is so grubby.
And then when you look into like reservations and how they were obviously treated and stuff, it's way deeper than that. But that's kind of the beginning. Well, not even the beginning of it, but that's when they really start moving Native Americans out of their lands to make
ancestral homes.
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
So all of America, they were just moving them to the west. What's the unsettled lands? But that's where the west was unsettled for the most time.
And just to shake things up a bit, I have a third fact for you.
Ooh,
I have one for you that I learned the other day. I'm like, I need to share it with these motherfuckers. So, in the 1960s, a procedure was done that was done hundreds and hundreds of times up until, I don't know. I don't know if they're still doing it. Don't quote me on that.
But recently, more than they should be.
Yes. In 1960, to heal, I'm pretty sure it's glaucoma and blindness in
glaucoma,
eyes. Yeah. Yep. They would just pop the eyeball. They would slice the toppest layer off the eyeball, so it's just a big bowl of soup. Then they would go in and get a dentist and get the cleanest tooth and healthiest tooth in that person's mouth, pull it out.
What the fuck?
And they would insert a fragment from that tooth into the eyeball.
Why?
And seal it again.
what?
So the eyeball would do what it would do. It would eventually eat away and build off the calcium from the tooth to fix the blindness happening.
What in the fuck?
And I'm like, that just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
It gives me all the... Now they just use lasers.
That, and now they know how to make a tooth less toothy and just make it a tiny, tiny, like, bowl. Yeah. A little pearl of bone in your eyeball.
Nope, I'm good. Thanks.
There's your fun fact.
I'll go blind.
They still do something very similar. They just don't use...
I would assume so. But, yeah, now that we have lasers and stuff that we don't need to...
Like there's
we can just cut the bad shit out.
Yeah, well, there's a podcaster I listen to, and he recently got
You
a laser
listen to
eyes.
other podcasts?
What?
I do, yeah, I know, how rude. And he did like laser eye surgery, and he's like, yeah, I was in and out, didn't feel anything. I was like, I could not. They like hold your eye open, and you see like all the no, I can't do eyes.
But read the thing, just to correct myself. Tooth in eye surgery is when surgeons put a tooth in a blind person's eye to restore their sight. It was done in the 1960s and it's still being done today.
Oh, it is still being done
So
today.
it is still being done today.
Oh.
What?
That's nasty.
Nah, I'm going blind, thanks.
I would rather.
And you have to like let that heal and repair.
I couldn't know that there's something. I couldn't know.
And like,
I'd scoop my eyes
Is there always
out.
something like, you know how like sometimes when you...
Like sleep on your eye?
Yeah.
Like, is
And,
it...
like-
no, because it's meant to be curing that.
But like, so, you know how like sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I look around as like a black dot. I don't know if anyone else gets that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like that? You get like a little white dot that just follows your gaze around every...
Fuck no, but I don't like it. I don't think that's nice.
No, that's not good at all.
Well...
That's creepy.
That's
Thanks.
the facts. You're welcome. And this is why I don't do the facts section because mine are fucked facts. I'm so sorry, but that's nasty.
That's queasy.
Yeah.
I don't feel good anymore.
I don't feel safe
I need
here
to go
anymore.
take a nap.
Oh, all right. Well, you can because that's the end of this episode. If you liked us, please smash that like button, leave a review, message us on the socials. Just also before we go, tomorrow night is our live show at the Bottle Rocket in Nara.
And
Please.
I promise I will be there this time.
Nery will be there or we will break his wooden legs. And we have a new format for prizes to give away. So come and tell a story and you might just win one of our super serious, very high class prizes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So high class, I don't even know what they are.
Bye.